Hi there, welcome to this video of this install of a factory reversing camera on this Audi Q3. On the seat here next to me we've got all the bits laid out from the camera itself and the loom and all the plugs and adapters. I'm going to give you a quick sort of rundown on how we fit them here at Richter Automotive. Let's do this. Right, so the first step what we're going to do, we're going to open the glove box, get the radio out, take a few trims away so we've got access for all the wiring. So now once the radio's out, we can just start to unplug all the plugs on the back of it. It's just quite helpful sometimes to have a little tool like this to help you unplug everything. That's the radio out. So next up, I'm going to remove the dash end panel, some of the other trims and the kick panel here down by the A pillar. That way we've got access to remove the glove box and start to run the wires towards the back of the vehicle. So now that all the trim panels are off here, we can now get the 8mm out of the glove box and get it dropped out. Little tools like this really help the right angle drivers and we'll have it out in no time. So now we've got the glove box out, I can pin all my wires for the whole circuit for the camera here, all in the back of the 5F. Some specialist tools you need to do this. We're going to begin with our video wires, then our CAN bus, and then our power and earth. So once all the wiring's done here, we can plug all the glove box back in, and the airbag and all the sensors for it all. And then just slide the glove box up and in, like so. So what I'm just doing now is just make sure all the wires aren't tangled up, and we'll just start plugging them all back into the back of the 5F here. And once this step's done, we can start to run the wires down to the back and continue in the back end. So now we're getting towards the back of the car, we can start to take off more trims here, feed the wires through, and then we'll eventually come up to here, over the airbag with the headliner, and over towards the grommet in the boot, so we can get into the tailgate and start doing the wiring there and mounting the camera. So now the wire's up at the top of the headliner there, ready to go over to the boot. Now's a good time just to finish off the front end. The glove box is already back in, so we can just tidy up here and we know it's done, and it's just the back end to finish off. So now we've got the boot open, we can start to strip the boot internals. So it'll be all the plastic trims of the boot, so the main cover here, the switch, any lights the boot might have, down the boot pillar here, and bottom trim, and then we can meet the wires in the grommet and sort that all out there and bring the wires up. So now we're going to get a plumber's rod. It's just the easiest way to feed the wires through over the headliner. So we're just going to gently press down here, get our rod, and just slowly find a feed way through. So a good way of keeping it on here without it falling off as you put it through. Just a nice bit of insulation tape just to hold it on. So now what we're doing, we're just feeding the rod for a different hole, just so we can get it up in through the grommet. Best way to get it through, we're going to lubricate it with some brake cleaner, reason being it evaporates. So, you know, it's better than using WD-40 or anything like that, it would just leave a mess. So now we've got that through, we can just feed that up and in. Now we can go through the grommet and we're then finally in the tailgate and we can finish off all the wiring up here. So now we've got the wire through, we can start to rebuild this corner piece of the boot. And we'll just run our trim tool up the edge here, just so we don't damage any of the rubber seal. And it just clips back in, just final check, make sure you're all happy. So now we've got the wire here in the tailgate. We'll be feeding it up to here, but before I do so, I'm just going to take out the original latch and mount the camera. So to begin with, we're going to remove some bits so we can get access to it, get it out, put the new one in with the camera, and we can finish off the job. So now what I've done, I've just brought the tailgate down slightly so we can get access to the original latch. It's a little bit fiddly on these Q3s, there's a lot of metal work in the way. Easiest way to get these out, because we're putting a whole new latch in, is just to break the clips so we can drop it down. So now the camera wires are here, we can start to build up some of the bits we took off just to get some access. So what we're going to do now, we've got our end of the loom here, which just needs to be plugged in. Being a factory camera, you physically have to pin it all yourself. So in doing so, this is our video wires. We're just going to push our grey plug over on that, click it down. You might notice here, one of the wires is taped up. Reason being, this is the permanent live, and because we're going from the front of the vehicle to the back, we didn't want this to short out on anything, so we tape it up. That way we can build it up as we go without having any shorts or blowing any fuses. So now we'll just pin our black plug, loom it up, plug it in, and we'll get onto the coding and show you how it all works. So now we're all done, we're just going to start putting the boot back together, and that is the whole install then complete. And then we can move on to the coding aspect. So now you join me inside the vehicle. We've got the Audi system here, which is the factory Audi Volkswagen Group computer system. We're going to do a thing called an SVM code. This comes in the kit with the rear camera. So we're going to punch in some details now from inside this booklet, That will then let this computer code this camera, lock it to this specific car so it cannot be fitted to any others, and then we can show you how it all works. Right, so we just finished the coding here using the Audi software. So now we're just finishing clearing down the faults. We're going to then switch on the car, test out the rear camera and show you how it works on the display. So now if we put it into reverse, the camera displays comes up and you also have moving grid lines as you're reversing. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any inquiries on a fitment for any VAG vehicle, we can do it. Just contact Richter Automotive. All Audis would be the same platform with the moving grid lines. Some Volkswagens would be slightly different with fixed grid lines, so they wouldn't move in terms of the movement of the steering wheel. But other than that, just get in contact with us and we can get you booked in and get you fitted up a camera. Thanks for watching again.